and welcome to the Woman to Woman Show. We have as our guest today Gail Atterbury, Director of Oregon Right to Life, and we're going to talk about something that's not too controversial, abortion.
Yeah.
You know, just, I don't know,
low-key subject.
Kind of what you bring up at the party tomorrow night, you know. But, you know, I think it's so important to not mince words, and I know that people don't really understand when they just hear choice, and they don't. Drives me crazy when you hear I'm pro-choice or I believe in choice, and they never finish the sentence.
That's right.
I believe in a right to choose, and they never finish. Choose what?
That's right.
And people are left with this warm and fuzzy phrase, and it's got to stop. And we're, you know, it's not fair to the reality and the truth. And I know
that's right.
That's
well, Luann, I guess I'll ask you, when they talk about a woman's, what they're saying, a woman's right to choose. What?
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying, a woman's right to choose. Well, you know, I am a woman. You're a woman.
Yeah.
I have 2 daughters and a sister and a mother. So first of all, I'm not against a woman's right to choose. But would we say that it's okay for a woman to choose to rob a bank?
Right.
Would you say that?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Would we say it's okay for a woman to choose to do heroin? Would you say that?
Nope.
Okay. So we're not, would you say it's okay for a woman to choose to drive a car or not drive a car?
Yeah, or hair color, or what bank you're going to go to, you know.
So it's not the woman's right to choose, because I like to choose. My husband will say I like to choose a lot of things.
Choosing others.
So it's not choice that we're against.
No.
It's what we're choosing.
And that's, yes.
And what it actually is we're talking about is a baby.
Yes.
And what is happening when you choose an abortion is that the choice is to destroy the baby through an abortion procedure, which always tears the baby apart, limb by limb, and kills it.
Child dismemberment.
That's right. Now, all of us will say that destroying your child piece by piece and throwing it in a garbage can is not a thing that would be good to choose.
No.
It should be illegal to choose that. It should be bad to choose that. It is. So when we're talking about choosing, just like you said, what are we choosing? And we're not against women. We love women. We are women. But we are also for babies.
Yeah, and you know, I think it's so important. I don't know, it just kind of dawned on me thinking, do you think the majority of people, Americans say, or anyone in the world, really understand what abortion is?
You know, when it's so easy to say a woman's right to choose, it's a euphemism that the press and the pro-abortion people have used so often that I have to say this to you, that for years I probably would have been pro-abortion simply because I hadn't thought about the issue. I'd heard these phrases, they sounded fine, I hadn't thought about it, I hadn't looked at it, hadn't investigated it. And so through just innocence, I guess I could have been pro-abortion.
Good people are being fooled.
That's right. That's exactly it. And then one day, all of a sudden, I discovered what we really were talking about it. And I said, oh, no, this can't be right. And I quickly got involved, and here I am.
And I'm so glad you did. And, you know, and I know, I want to talk about what Oregon Right to Life does, and I know part of it is through the legislature. You're our voice. You're the voice of the unborn.
Yes.
In that scary capital. And tell me what that involves.
Well, it does involve scary things.
Well, they're not too welcome all the time. I don't know. Do they roll out the red carpet when they hear you?
Well, depends on who's there. Yes.
Okay.
We have our first job is to elect pro-life legislators, or legislators that are friendly towards unborn children, understand that in every abortion a baby is brutally destroyed, killed, and say that yes, even though we cannot in the state of Oregon stop abortion, which we cannot, because Roe v. Wade is the law of the land
from the Supreme Court,
from the U.S. Supreme Court. So Oregon cannot do away with abortion. Can't do it.
Okay.
But we can do reasonable things, such as require that a woman have a 24-hour waiting period between the time that she makes her appointment and the time she has the abortion.
Seems reasonable to me.
We have a lot of waiting periods and other things that we do, and a lot of things you can actually take back. Say if you buy a washing machine and you don't like it, you can take it back.
Yeah, Tupperware, 3 days.
That's right. That's
the government is so worried about your lid and the Tupperware that it wants you to have 3 days to return that snap lock thing.
That's right. And you cannot return an abortion. It is lifelong.
Right.
So a 24-hour waiting period, which many states have, and it works well. Oregon doesn't have it. So these are the type of things that pro-life legislators can do or would be willing to do
to help,
and actually have attempted to do in the past. But we do have the opposition to that.
Yeah.
So this is the type of thing we try to do in Oregon Right to Life, is to get pro-life legislators elected.
Safeguards, at least.
That's right.
To help until we can protect all the children.
That's right.
It's kind of like the burning building thing that I know our friend Janet said. You know, you don't walk by a burning building because, I can't save them all. You go in and start saving
who you can.
And this is what you're trying to do.
That's exactly it.
I love that.
That's exactly it. So, and that does, it's worked, and we have been able to save many babies just by even sometimes talking about the issue.
The people don't hear
That's right.
the truth.
So that's what we do. And then once they get there, then we attempt to pass laws, which we have gotten quite a ways up the ladder sometimes, and the governor who've been pro-abortions have vetoed the bills that we've passed.
It's hard to take that, isn't it?
Oh, it's a killer.
I don't know how you do it. You face the opposition so beautifully and so well,
but all these things are for good. The good things happen every time, even if the end result is it gets vetoed. It's still good.
That's a good point. I love hearing that.
And a lot of people learn things, change their minds just by learning. Education, learning the facts does a lot of good, and so we are able to talk about a lot of factual things that people say, "Oh, I didn't know that." Did you know, Luann? I'll ask you this: that a veterinary clinic, a tattoo parlor, whatever you might go to, have regulations, rightly so, by the state to make sure that there's a clean environment. Yes, things are cleanly, that there's safety involved. An abortion clinic has literally no state oversight whatsoever.
I guarantee you nobody knows this.
I know.
This is big.
It's huge.
They're not inspected.
They're not inspected. In
like
fact,
a tattoo parlor? This is insanity.
It is. In fact, the head of the Oregon Health Department testified under questioning at a hearing that we had that he could not even go into an abortion clinic.
Not even with notice?
Well, no. The only reason he could go in is if someone filed a complaint and they were investigating the complaint, which no one ever does because they don't know the name of the doctor, which is another thing that they don't know.
Oh, we've got so much to cover. I can't even believe it. We're going to cut to the video that talks about Oregon Right to Life, and then don't go away. Thanks.
Oregon Right to Life was started in the early 70s, and we have grown from a file box